guys, the first half couldn't have ended any for us, right? We had to face some adversity, right? We got a hot start, right? Then they came back and they were rolling, right? But what we did in the second half to get that lead, right? We showed ourselves that we could overcome adversity, and then it still got harder, right? But we overcame adversity. It's hard to win in this league, especially on the road against a team that's like that. That's a good defense.
He's not kidding. It is hard to win in the league, especially against a good defense. As we welcome you here to Bird's Huddle, powered by PointsBet, a Fanatics experience, alongside Barrett Brooks. I mean, if a win's a win, B. It doesn't matter. There's no room for comments in the win-loss column. You just put the W and move on. But they escape New England with a 25-20 win over the Patriots. You heard Nick Sirianni there. Wasn't pretty, but you'll take wins however you get them.
Yeah, it's not like college football where you can win by 50 and it helps you out as far as where you're placed and what you're ranked. A win in the win column is a win, the W. If you can win 15 one-point games in which you won, that's still 15-0. So I'm not worried about that. Let's just go for it. Let's just, take in the fact that we're not 0-1 like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, that's right. Let's check out a couple of things the Eagles have to improve upon. They know that there's several things they need to work on. It's the Bird's Eye View, presented by Ocean Casino and Resort in Atlantic City.
You got to try to create ways. I think that's where a little bit of the sputter was on offense, is that we weren't able to create big plays. Whether that's the position that we put them in as coaches, whether that's the execution, or whether that's what the defense did. And I think it was a little bit of all three. And so, we know how important it is to create explosives. Credit to the New England Patriots by taking those away last night.
I don't think it's necessarily about anyone else. It's about us and how we control the things that we can, and that's always been the reality for us. So we got to be able to execute at a better level and a higher level, and we have to be more efficient.
All right, Barrett, let's check out your three-point stance. First up, the Eagles' offensive issues will get worked out. It was Brian Johnson's first game as offensive coordinator against a Bill Belichick defense. Jalen Hurts looked off. Dallas Goedert wasn't really involved at all. But you say, relax.
Yeah, you got to relax. At this point, this is early in the season. This is the first live reps they've had. Jalen Hurts, first time he's been hitting since February. There's no timing right now. Everything's off. They look lethargic out there because nobody really understood where they were supposed to be, how they were supposed to get there. There's a lot of things that are involved when you go and take full speed reps, especially going into the first game that it really counts. Yes, we discussed the preseason and, how I thought that they should have played. They didn't play, so they're going through those bumps and bruises, trying to get to a point where they are playing at a high level and working things out. Long story long, you heard what the coach said. He kind of vindicated me a little bit in saying, all right, maybe I need to think about maybe giving them a series or two next year during the preseason. But, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about now. I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gents. It's not going to get a lot better. It's going to get better. It's not going to get a lot better even with these last two games. There's still going to be a lot of rust that they have to shake off. There's still going to be a lot of things in which they have to learn how to do. Well, not really learn how to do, but execute full speed. See, people don't understand when you're out there and you're blocking somebody, while you're in practice, you take 1-2, cha-cha-cha. You know what I'm saying? The defensive guy's not going to try to go out there and embarrass you or anything like that. So you're not taking the necessary steps. You got to hit, drive, drive, drive. Well, they didn't do that. They would hit, drive, but they didn't have to drive, drive, drive to it. Just like in tackling, they haven't really full speed tackled and brought guys down. Little things as far as running routes. Make sure you get to your right depth. Everything and the timing that goes on with it. Even Jalen Hurts, after that three-step drop, 1, 2, 3, and getting the ball out your hands. Those are all things that you work on full speed. And until they get more full speed reps, it's going to be kind of like this for the next couple of games. So he played his first preseason game. They got about 2 or 3 more games in which they're going to be a little lethargic, but at least they'll be winning while they're doing it. And that's the biggest thing. You're getting a W as they go forward.
I'll talk about that next game, which is just 3 days away coming up. But let's check out your second stance. The middle of the Eagles defense, is a problem right now. Mac Jones threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now the Eagles are going to be without Nakobe Dean for a few weeks with a foot injury. Plus, James Bradbury currently is in concussion protocol. So a little bit of trouble there in the middle of the D.
Absolutely, and we don't have enough linebackers as it is, with Nakobe Dean being out. There's only 2 guys right now on the roster, as we say it right now, that can play in the game. At this point, Zach Cunningham and Christian Ellis are only guys up right now. We have guys we can come in, bring up from the practice squad, but I've been saying this for the longest. We need more people, more defensive, more linebackers right now on the roster, not just in playing middle linebacker, but also in playing on special teams. But, Mac Jones took advantage of the interior of that defense, understanding that his tight ends were going to be going against guys that he felt aren't good enough to hold his tight ends. And in so many ways, he kind of made it true. I'm looking at it. Hunter Henry had a great game against us. He caught everything thrown at him. And then you said Mike Gesicki, he had a pretty good game also.
Especially late.
Exactly. So those are 2 tight ends that play in the middle of the field where basically our weakest links are. Say what you want to say. Those are where our inexperience was with Nakobe Dean. Guy Cunningham, who had, he was on the street before we brought him in during camp. So, you're talking about guys that weren't necessarily on everybody's big board as far as being starters. So they took advantage of that inside. Also, Justin Evans, Justin Evans, he just won the starting safety position. It was up in the air still. So that's where they went out there and they attacked. They attacked where they thought we were most weak at, and it proved to be that's where our weakness is. There's a lot of things we have to do to shore things up, but hey, we got to bring more people in. What are they going to do? Nicholas Morrow, he's on the practice squad. They'll bring him up. Ben Van Cimarron, he's going to come up. He's got to come up. He's got to play more defensive reps. He's going to have to play on special teams a little bit. Those are things that, have to be done. The middle of our defense is kind of shaky right now, but I'm sure they'll find a way to bring some more people in to help us out.
Yeah, Rashaan Evans, they just signed him, a former first-round pick,
okay.
right there. So he's to the practice squad. So we'll have to kind of have some moving puzzle pieces. You don't seem impressed with that.
All right.
All right, the third and final stance is Jalen Carter is going to be a star. He came up with an absolute game-changing sack on the Patriots' final drive, the first of his career, and it's going to be memorable. He spoke about it afterwards.
It was a moment, just a moment for me. Had to happen at that time where, they driving down the field to win the game, and everybody came up to me. I saw everybody's face, so I don't remember what everybody said.
Man, he had a run, he had a lane right there, and he was the last man right there at defense, and I was just happy to see him get his first one, and on top of that, an important one in that moment. So, man, I don't care who make the play, but just be in position to make it.
Brandon Graham's face said it all. He was like, you kidding me? Carter looked every bit the part of an elite talent, a top pick in his first NFL game.
There's no question. He had 7 QB hits. He had a sack. He was influencing. While he was out there, he was definitely influenced the play of Mac Jones. He was moving him out of his point. He made sure that he kept constant pressure on him. One-on-one, he's unblockable. From what I saw, every time you blocked him one-on-one, he was making things happen. Then when you double-teamed him, he was trying to split the double team also. He is a force, and I love what he's doing. His athleticism, his movement, how he approaches his game is, he's going to be somebody that's going to dictate tempo while he's out there. So everybody wants to talk about Hargraves and the loss of Hargraves. I'm saying Hargrave what? He not only went out there and was a great pass rusher, like I said, making things happen, hitting the quarterback, but he was also out there making a difference in the run, creating penetration in the run. We know penetration kills all run plays, getting up the field, making sure those running backs stop their feet and they have to start back up. Those are things that he did in the interior of that defense that really helped us out. I would venture to say that that's the best we play as far as stopping the run, with Hargrave not being there. He definitely fit the bill to be able to stop the run and pass rush.
Can't wait to see what he's got in store for week 2.
Yes.
As we're going to take a quick break here on Birds Huddle, let's check out what's still to come in the playbook. Big Play Slay lives up to his nickname once again. Plus, we'll play Stock Up, Stock Down, including Devontae Smith's big weekend and a dominant season opener for the Cowboys. Exactly. Wah, wah. Plus, with their next game just 3 days away, we're going to take a look at the line for Thursday's matchup with the Vikings. Stick with us here. Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet, a Fanatics experience.